Despite the odds, Soviet cartoons remain a favorite with both kids and adults in Russia and beyond. And as criticism towards modern-day telly and its obsession with violence rises, a number of parents are turning to old-school cartoons as a way of educating their kids. Yet with huge funding cuts, the future is looking bleak for those drawing out the future. RT's Tom Barton reports.
It's cartoon time in the Moscovich household. On the telly, not the latest animation creations, rather old Soviet classics.
Apart from many other things, these cartoons laid the very basics of my concepts about life. What's good and bad, what's valuable, and what's to be ignored.
Whether you like them or not, these old cartoons have a huge following throughout Eastern Europe and the former Soviet Union. And new generations are just as captivated.
Soviet Union cartoons, yes, they gave us a very good message. They are sweet, they are kind, they are very sentimental.
Many say they prefer Soviet cartoons, even if they're decades old, to Western creations. In one, called Hedgehog in the Fog, the little hero has to find his courage and some friends to help him out of the mist.
Mostly it's about good over evil. He was lonely and fearful in the fog, not able to tell who or what was around him. But then he was helped by his friends and was rescued.
The cartoon's creator says that works like his deliver healthy morals to children as well.
Speaking of humaneness, Pope John Paul II used to say, if you want to bring up your children in a humane way, show them Soviet cartoons. There you are.
One of the most famous is called Cheburashka, where the furry little hero learns lessons about life and friendship with his crocodile friend Gena. In another, Just You Wait, a hooligan wolf chases a hare, but without the violence of some of its Western counterparts.
When I was small, I loved to watch Just You Wait. As for who was my favourite character, I always pitied the wolf, so the wolf was perhaps my favourite, more than the hare.
And here is one of the homes of modern Russian animation. The Centre of National Film in Moscow has helped create Belka and Strelka, a new animated feature film about the famous 1960s space dogs. So far it's sold well, but its critics say that it's just a copy of American cartoons.
Certainly there are some American cliches. Nonetheless, it is a unique product, a unique Russian picture. We tried gathering as much information as possible about the 50s and early 60s to demonstrate it in our film.
Despite the team's hopes, some old Russian cartoon makers worry that the innovation of the Soviet era is over. The reason? Capitalism and the financial crisis have slashed state funding in half.
With state-sponsored films, one could take a risk. The film that didn't go to distribution could be written off. A private producer these days would never take risks. He just wants to make money from films.
Which means that for now, the Moscovich children will stick with the characters their parents watched.
Soviet and Russian animators have long innovated despite a lack of funding. The cartoons they created seem, if anything, to be growing in popularity. But with the current funding situation as bad as it is, the question is whether unique Russian animation can survive to inspire children like these. Tom Barton, RT.